Good morning, all of you. Today we will discuss lesson number 5, Industries. Industries can be classified on the basis of raw materials. Industries can be classified on the basis of raw materials. Let us classify the industries on the basis of raw materials. First, agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, then the marine-based industries, and finally the forest-based industries. Let's learn each of them. First, agro-based industries. What is the agro-based industries? The industry which use the raw materials from plants and animals. That is the agro-based industries. The base of this industry is plants or animals. So the raw materials which come to the agro-based industry is from the plants or animals. For example, food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textile, dairy products, and leather industries. If you observe, for these all industry, the raw materials are coming from plants or the animals. Okay, the next category, that is the mineral-based industry. Here, the raw materials are actually minerals. The raw materials for the mineral-based industry is from minerals, or it is the minerals. The products of this industry actually the raw material for other industry. The products from the mineral-based industry is actually the raw material to many other industries. For example, iron. Iron is the output or product of the mineral-based industry, which can be used as raw material for many other industries. Heavy machines, buildings, or building materials and the railway coaches are made of this iron. This is the output of the mineral-based industry. So, most of the outputs coming from the mineral-based industries are the raw materials for many other important industries. Now, the marine-based industries. What is the marine-based industry? Here, marine-based industry use products from the sea and oceans as raw materials. So the raw materials for marine-based industry is from sea and oceans. Here examples are there: seafood, manufacturing of fish oil. These are the examples for the outputs coming from the marine-based industry. Next, forest-based industries. What is the forest-based industry? The main raw materials for the forest-based industry is from the forest, or the raw materials used for the forest-based industry is actually coming from the forest. The industries related or associated with forests are pulp and paper, pharmaceutical, furniture, and buildings. Many materials from the forest are used to make the medicines. The pulps are made of the wood. The paper, actually the raw material to produce the paper is from the forest, which is wood, and the furniture, building materials are also made from the raw materials which collected from the forest. Okay, industries can also be classified on the basis of size. For example, small scale industry and a large scale industry. Small scale industry and a large scale industry. What is the small scale industry? As the name suggests, in small scale industry, the products are manufactured by hand. For example, the basket weaving, pottery, and other handicrafts. Here, mainly in the small scale industry, the products are manufactured mainly by hand. Maybe small type of machineries are used. In small scale industry, I told you, it use lesser amount of capital and technology. So it is also called a household or cottage industry. It is based on sometime house or any cottage. So in small scale industry, the products are mainly manufactured manually. For example, I told you the weaving of the baskets, the production of the pottery and other handicrafts. Okay, what's the large scale industry? Here, large scale industries produce large volume of products. In the large scale industry, the large scale production will be there. The investment of capital will be higher than that of the small scale industry. Big technologies are used. The production of automobiles and heavy machinery are used in the large scale industries. So the main difference is in small scale industry, small type of machineries are used and the investments also very low. In the case of the large scale industry, big technologies, big machineries are used and the investments also higher than that of the small scale industries. Now, the classification of industry on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, the industry can classify private sector industries, public sector industries, joint sector industries, then the cooperative sector industries. What is the private sector industries? Private sector industry means which owned and operated by individuals or a group of individuals. So this is the asset of a private individual. It is owned and operated by individual or a group of individual. There is no connection with the government. What is the public sector industry? Here, this industry is owned and operated by the government. It is owned and operated by the government. Okay. What is the joint sector industry? Here, the industry is owned and operated by the state or the government and the individuals or a group of individuals. So, joint sector industry is owned and operated by the government and individuals or a group of individuals. So, this is different from the private sector industry and public sector industry. In joint sector industry, it is owned and operated by both the state or both the government and private individuals or group of individuals. Okay, what is the cooperative sector industry? Here, this industry is owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials or the workers. So, here in a cooperative sector industry, this industry is owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials. Okay, this is the time to wind up. In this class, we have discussed the classification of industries. First, we classified the industries on the basis of raw materials. They are the agro-based industry, mineral-based industry, marine-based industry, and forest-based industry. What is the agro-based industry? Here, the raw materials to this industry are coming from plants or animals. I told you vegetable oil, cotton textile, dairy products, these are examples. Then I told you the mineral-based industries. Here, the main raw material is from the mineral, or the mineral is the raw material. And also the output or the product come from this mineral based industry is the raw material for many other industries. I told you the example iron. Iron is the example or the output product of the mineral based industry, which is the raw material for many other industries. Okay, then we have discussed the marine based industry. Here the products, the raw materials to this industry are from sea or the ocean. I told you example seafood or manufacturing fish oil. Then we discussed the forest based industries. Here the raw materials are from forest. Here are some examples: pulp, production of paper, pharmaceutical or the medicines, and the materials for the buildings. Then we classified the industries on the basis of size: small scale industries and large scale industries. In small scale industry, the products are manufactured by hand. In small scale industry, also it use less amount of capitals and technology. In large scale industry, which is different from the small scale industry, here the large scale industry produce large volume of products, and the investments of the capital is always higher than that of the small scale industry. The production of automobile and heavy machineries are the examples. Then we have classified the industries on the basis of ownership. They are private sector industry, public sector industry, joint sector and cooperative sector industry. What is the private sector industry? It is owned and operated by the individuals. Then the public sector industry, it is owned and operated by the government. What is the joint sector industry? Actually, this is operated and owned by the state and the private individuals. Then we have discussed the cooperative sector industries. Here, which is owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of the raw materials. Okay, we have discussed almost all types of classification of industries. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.